Guys, welcome back to the channel. As you see from the title, we're gonna do some upgrades to the RK55. So what we got here in these boxes have some LED lights to replace the cab lights. I got 4 of them. I'll give credit to Jay Hawkins on the RK Tractor Nation group on Facebook for finding those. And then this box, we have a quick hitch, which is a start of the upgrades back here. I have an email set up so when they get the top and tilt hydraulic hit back in stock, I'll be adding that later, and that'll be a separate video on hooking that up and how I hook it up. It's pretty simple, but you'll see I want a certain level, or you'll see that I want a certain lever to hook up the hydraulics a certain way because there's a certain function. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get this set up and try to get it matching with all my old implements. So one of the reasons I want to go ahead and put the quick hitch on before the hydraulic stuff is because I want to go ahead and get this fixed. So if you see, it should be looking like that on the 3-point, and this one's all twisted up and mangled. So because of that, I'm going to end up redoing this whole thing, but I want to go off the dimensions of the quick hitch. So one reason I'm going to go ahead and do that before the hydraulic top and tilt kit. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll start out with the real quick, easy one. Probably the easiest upgrade you can do. So yeah, 3-minute install, if that. Take it out of the box and everything. The only thing is, this is obviously going to be needed adjusted. You got to get certain bushings and stuff, or pins, to get everything set up. But for now, it's on there. And we'll move to these lights. See how fun the lights are going to be. Okay, so one of the first things is go ahead and take these mirrors off. I do have an upgrade for the mirrors, but they are not going to be in. What I'm doing is an inside one. It's going to be a suction cup that goes right there on the inside, so tree branches and everything does not hit it. Not like these outside ones. It just pops off like that. Okay, so for these lights, it's only 2 wires, but 6 different functions. And later on in the video, once I get these hooked up, I will show you how to go through the 6 functions. But for now, we need to get that light off and the wires exposed so we can connect the wires. Which I was pulling up on this, And it seems like I can almost get them pulled out of the little rubber grommet. I can, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take this roof liner out. So I need to go get a Phillips, get this dropped where I can get access to the wires up here. So I'll be right back. Okay, for the tedious part of taking all of these off. Maybe. Okay, so I figured out the little trick to these inserts, whatever you want to call them. So the thing is to only do a twisting motion to unscrew these. If you put any upward force on it, it just scripts out. So only just put the tip in and just turn it. Do not put any pressure on it. And then even then, that doesn't mean it's coming out. And what you basically have to do is get in between here with picks and kind of pull it out. And it'll actually just pull straight out. If you can get it just started to come out, sometimes you can get it to screw. But for the most part, it's a 50-50 on if they unscrew or if you're going to have to pull it out somehow. So I'd rather have the push button ones. Might be an upgrade for later on, even though I do not plan on getting up in here very much. Alright, so the next thing, just push that down and loosen these bolts, or undo them all the way. Okay, we get the light off. Now we need to add this bracket, which I think goes this way. Find out here in a minute. Which I'm gonna have to go get a socket, so let me go figure out socket size here. Okay, so that bolt size is a 12mm. Go ahead and get this snug up. Okay, now the fun part. Oh crap. I found it, we're good. Okay, so need the Allen wrench and the 2 Allen head bolts. So there are 2 little nuts in there that you have to line up. Okay, got them lined up. Kind of figure out exactly where you want it. Get it kind of centered, and of course I can adjust these later on. as needed. But for now, we're just getting them on there, tightened up. Deal with the outside adjustments later on, probably tonight. So looking at it out here, definitely like this a lot better than the old one. And we haven't even tested it at night yet. So, I like that it still matches the cutouts. It's the right size. So now, go get some of these, this wiring done here and get it shoved through the grommet and back into the cab and get it hooked up. And then I might go ahead and turn it on to compare the two, even though it's pretty bright out today. Okay, so back from the store. I could not find any of my wiring stuff. Not sure where it went, so just bought some new stuff. So can't find any of these in town, so I will just, I do it right. Just gonna strip these off. And I'm going to put them on the new ones. Oh, yay. Okay, so got these stripped, and these are heat shrink, even though pretty sure that these are going to go into the cab itself, so it shouldn't matter because they're not going to be exposed to the weather. And I'm going to show you what I decided on doing. Okay, so run these wires into the hole and plug it in that way, hopefully. I got one installed. We're doing a totally different approach on this one. One that will 100% be better. So yeah, flip down the light, 12 millimeter. Okay, so what we're doing here, we're going to cut this as close as possible as we can, so we don't have to mess with all that crap. Okay, now that we got those exposed, Just gonna go ahead and crimp it. Crimp that side. Get the black side crimped. Okay, the wires are hooked up. And then what we'll do is we'll shove that through the rubber grommet. So we're going to use the stock bolt to mount the light back to. It does come with a longer bolt, but the other side worked just fine doing it this way, so I'm just going to use the stock bolt here. Of these little Allen head screws or bolts. And again, we got those little nuts in there to line up. Can't really get a good footage, I don't think. Get one started. Get the second one started. Tighten down by hand. Square it up here. Tighten it down. That was probably 5 minutes versus, I don't know, probably took half hour just to do the one. This way we don't have to do any headliner work. And these wires, we're going to pop this rubber grommet out. Okay, so we're going to pop this rubber grommet out. So I need a screwdriver, which I got somewhere. Actually, let's use a little pick. I already got these picks out, might as well use them. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see up in there, but pull that grommet out. What we're going to do is slide it over these connections that we made, or try to at least. Might need to get the knife and expand these just a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to shove the wires up into the cab so they're not exposed to the weather and have a much cleaner look. Get you a look up here. They look so much better. And the functions that I'll show you here later are going to make it even better. Okay, I got it all done. It is a mess. So tractor on. You get your on switch. They're on. All of them are working. Now to go to the second mode, we're gonna go turn them off and back on again. They're gonna go amber. On and off again. They go amber and white. Can't really see it in daylight. On and off again. We got the strobe function. The fifth mode, be amber strobe. And final mode, white and amber strobe. So now when I'm going down the road, I can have strobe function, or if I'm working near a roadway, a lot of times I'm doing gravel work, doing driveways and stuff, I can throw these strobes on, or when I go get fuel. It's gonna make it real nice, so we'll come back here and test it out in the dark. Okay, now that we have the upgrades done, the quick hitch and the LED lights, it's time for the repair part. Can you guess what it is? All it is the shield for the four-wheel drive. I'll go to the other side here. So we're gonna get down here and dirty. Try to figure this out. I think you guys can see from here. So this shaft right here is what we're going for. It looks like it needs to go this way. I'm gonna get this one started, at least. Okay, so get all this dirt picked out of this hole so we can get this bolted back on. So I found the bolt size on the if you go to the RK Tractors web page, if you keep looking, you can find a parts diagram. So I went and found the drive shaft portion and was able to come up with these sizes. Of course, right now on video I can't tell you which size they are, but got my washer, my lock washer. I'm not actually sure what it came with, if it even had if it had a regular washer or a lock washer, but figured I'd try a lock washer, and if it doesn't stay on, I'll have to move to Loctite. Okay, we're gonna leave that loose because we still have this one directly above. Now we can go ahead and tighten the front and back. And that is on there again. So I have the drive shaft shield on here again. One of the next things I want to try to do is do a skid plate. And I want to try to cover almost basically all this. Because this linkage right here. Oh, hey look, I found my my fifth one. But anyways, so I think I'm going to end up trying to do a skid plate that bolts onto these rails for the loader support. And it'll protect, you know, the hose, the linkage, the filter linkage, you know, the wire, this hose right here. Just try to really cover everything. I'll probably extend it out to here to protect the fuel tank, because, you know, plastic down here, it just takes one stick, one piece of metal to come up and puncture that. And a plate of steel will be probably the same price as one time damaging the fuel tank. So that'll be a future video. It will not be on the ground. At that point, I will take it to a 4-post lift, and we will play around building a skid for this. But for now, that's all we got. Hope you enjoy the video. If you want to see more tractor upgrades, minor fixes, still have about a year and a half I've had this. Still holds up pretty good. So always little minor stuff. You can look at my 1-year review, and that basically covers the rest of what has happened. So other than that, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you on the next one. All right, I can already tell you right now, I like these lights. So I'm gonna finish up cooking. I didn't have any light, so I used the tractor. Figured it'd be a good test. Also, I'll be doing a video on this trailer sometime in the future, but I just bought it and getting it set up for outdoor adventures. But anyways, the lights, awesome. Be back in a second, and we will cruise down the road and go out in the woods, test these things out. One thing I've really noticed is how far off to the left and the right that these throw light, front and rear. Pretty impressive. Okay, so first impressions of the new lights. They definitely do a really wide angle. Really love that. They're only 25 bucks each light, so that's $100 all the way around. They have multiple functions. Big benefit, especially if you're going to be working anywhere around a road or driving to a gas station to fill up. That much more visibility. It's only 2 wires to hook up. Huge plus. The con is you do have to cycle through the on and off switch. But it's really not that hard. You normally would have to cycle through one anyways, so what are you doing, buddy? So, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if there's really any other cons, really. The price is good. They're LEDs. They're plenty bright. The only thing is I might remount these front ones to angle this line up a little higher to be a little bit more broad. That's about it. Definitely a good buy right now. I'm going to do a review on them, you know, later down the road, probably a few months in, see how they're holding up. So if you want to see how they hold up, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for the follow-up video later on. Peace.